guys, welcome! The Sage is one of the newest job classes coming to Ragnarok Mobile in Episode 5 alongside the Bard and Dancer class. In my previous videos, we talked about the things you need to prepare for in creating a Bard and Dancer character. This time we'll focus on the Sage class, which is the alternate job class for mages. We'll look into the unique characteristics and skills of this class, the possible equipment and cards you can craft and buy, and all the other things needed in the future. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding on how to prepare for the Sage class before the Episode 5 patch arrives. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Sages are essentially the opposite of wizards, choosing to use their magic to inhibit their opponents by dispelling their magic spells and casting AoE crowd control skills. They also specialize in dishing out continuous magic damage with their fast critical normal attacks, coupled with a chance to trigger elemental bolts automatically. This is in contrast with the wizard class, which excel in dealing massive burst damage. A sage can change to the Professor Transcendent job at job level 40, and the Professor can change to the Sorcerer 3rd job at job level 70. If you're going to multi-job, prepare 500,000 Zeni if you're coming from the wizard class, or 88 BCC if you're coming from other job classes. Alright, now let's talk about the Sage skills. I'll be highlighting some of the notable skills, and when the patch is released, I'll do another demo as the exact translations may be different for the C and global servers. For farming skills, we have Auto Cast, which increases a chance to automatically cast a chosen element bolt when doing normal attacks. Double Cast, which increases a chance for the same bolt spell to auto-trigger again when casting bolt spells. This should apply to AutoCast as well, but it only worked in the China server in the Episode 6 update. Hopefully it will be fixed in the C and global servers in Episode 5. Next we have Spell Fist, which will auto-cast the element bolt of your choice with a 100% chance in exchange for a decrease in attack speed. Next we have Summon Elemental, which increases elemental damage. And lastly we have Mind Breaker for additional magic penetration and to decrease the M-Death of targets. For the War of Imperium, some of the best support skills are Land Protector for removing ground skills such as Meteor Storm of Wizards, Magic Trap of Shadow Chasers, Hell Plants of Genetics, Poison Smoke of Philippine Crosses, and Epiclesis of Archbishops. Spellbreaker, which is a debuff that increases the enemy's variable cast time and fixed cast time, making it very useful against Warlocks, Archbishops, and other sorcerers. This spell, which can be cast on an ally to remove all debuffs and give immunity to debuffs for 9 seconds. Or it can be cast on an enemy to remove all buffs and give immunity to buffs for 9 seconds. Aurelio, which has a 100% chance to inflict a deep sleep status to enemies within an area. And Varieteer Spear, which is a wind element AoE skill that can also inflict stun to enemies. If you want to know more about the Sage, Professor, and Sorcerer skill tree, I have the information from the Wrong Society linked down below. Up next, let's dive into the equipment and card set that you need to prepare. There are various builds the sorcerers can use, but in this demo, we'll focus on the Bolter build as it is the most common and efficient farming build. In general, the goal is to get items that increase magic attack, int, ignore M-Def, attack speed, and agility to proc fast critical magic attacks and auto bolts. Variable cast time reduction gears are also important to insta-cast spells with the lowest dex investment as possible. Although Sage's auto-attacks crit, you do not need to invest on lock, crit, and critical damage percent, as those only affect physical crit and do not affect spell crit. Improving spell crit may only be done via their passive skill runes. For weapons, Sages can equip either a book or a staff. There are 2 books that will become available in Episode 5. The most recommended book to craft and use is the Sage Diary, as it increases magic attack, int equipment attack speed, and a chance to trigger auto spell. A high refinement level is required as every refine plus 1 increases the chance to trigger auto spell by 0.3%. In addition, it will give higher attack speed and magic damage if upgraded to max tier and refined to plus 12. You should use this together with a new offhand item, Telekinetic Orb, which we'll discuss later. These are the items needed to craft and upgrade the Sage Diary, so prepare these items before the Episode 5 patch arrives. The other book is a Chili Spell book, which is dropped by the new MVP Lord of the Dead. However, this weapon is seldom used for the Bolter build. If you're coming from the Wizard class, you may still use your good old +10 Wizardry staff. This is because first, it gives higher magic attack compared to the Sage Diary, and second, it boosts Ignore MDef stat, which is beneficial in grinding as most high-level mobs have high MDef. The only drawback is that it does not boost attack speed, so you need to pump more points on agility to achieve the maximum 480% attack speed. As for weapon cards, it will depend on the monster you are farming. Keep in mind that only race cards affect magic damage, so use the Peko Peko egg card when grinding cruisers which are of the formless race, or the goblin card when farming marmots which are of the brute race. For the offhand, you may use a plus 10 telekinetic orb, especially if you're using the Sage Diary as your weapon. This is because of their set effect, which increases skill damage of elemental bolts by 15%. In addition, telekinetic orb boosts attack speed by 10%, plus another 1% for each refinement level at tier 4. However, if you're facing high MDef mobs, you may opt to use a sacrifice buff. Upgrading it to tier 4 is highly suggested as it increases magic attack by 0.5 points for every 1% Ignore MDef stat. As for the offhand card, the Gale Speed card can be used for faster attack speed. Next, for the armor, similar to wizards, you may use a plus 10 or plus 15 Robe of Cast. This is because of the high raw magic attack it gives when the set effect with the wizardry staff, Eye of the Lahan, and Crystal Pumps is activated. Another option is the Mana Robe, which is dropped by the new Mini Piper as it gives plus 8 int, plus 7% magic attack, and defensive stats. It will have tiers in episode 6 which will make it better than the Robe of Cast in the future. As for armor cards, you may use a Moonak Star card for more Ignore MDef, Agaf card for additional magic attack, or the new Book of Sage card which increases equipment attack speed and Ignore MDef by 1% for every 20 points of agility. To craft this card, you will need a Nolian card, a Tiller card, and Geographer card plus 500 gram dust and 1.5 million zenny. Up next for garments, the best option for the Bolter build is a Blue Eve Cake with Arcane 3 or 4 enchant, as it will have additional tiers in episode 5 which will greatly improve attack speed if the refinement level is plus 5 or plus 10. An alternative is the Flame 1-2, which is dropped by the new Mini Lolly Rory. This gives bonus int, attack speed, variable cast time reduction, and Ignore MDef. For garment cards, equip a Ninetale card for plus 2 agi, or Wild Rose Star card for plus 2 int. For foot gears, the plus 12 Crystal Pumps tier 4 will be the best option for higher magic attack and to activate the set effect with the Wizardry Staff, Robo Cast, and Eye of the Lahan. But you may also equip other foot gears that have Arcane 3 or 4 enchant. For foot gear cards, inlay a Familiar Star card for additional magic attack, or Male Peakbug card for more attack speed. For accessories, you may use a plus 10 or above Eye of the Lahan and Orleans gloves. You may also equip an Orleans necklace provided that the refinement is plus 15. As for accessory cards, you may inlay a Zipper Bear Star card for plus 3% magic attack, or Greatest General card for plus 10% final damage on auto attacks. Note that the effect of Greatest General card does not stack, so you need to only use one. However, if you're farming specific mobs, then you may switch to racial modifying cards such as the Ultraman card if you're going against brute or demon monsters. Lastly, for the headgears, these are the suggested items. For the head, we have the Quaff or the Ned Hogg's Poison Fang June 2019 Gacha item. For the headwear cards, you may use a Sealed Apocalypse card. For the face, we have the Monocle or the Dancing Flame July 2019 Gacha item. For the mouth, we have the Angry Snarl. For the back, we have the Devil Wing or the plus 6 Bright Light July 2019 Gacha item. And lastly, for the tail, we have the Beast Tail or the plus 6 Flower Pistol March 2019 Gacha item. Lastly, here are the other things you need to prepare. Number 1, save your Friendship Proof and Mora coins. You will need the 4th Enchant Arcane for magic damage, and Magic for variable cast time reduction on your weapon and armor. But for PvP and WoW, you'll need enchants that give damage reduction, such as Tenacity and Divine Blessing 4th Enchant, HP %, and resistance to abnormal status. Number 2, stock up on your guild contribution and gold medals for runes. We'll talk about the important runes to get when it arrives in the C server. Number 3, for guild praying cards, since sages rely on magic attack for damage, it is best to get magic penetration, Ignore MDef, and magic attack praying cards. For death praying cards, prioritize damage reduction, HP, and magic damage reduction. And for element praying cards, prioritize wind damage, fire damage, and water damage to enhance the power of your elemental bolts. And lastly, for number 4, save your Zenny as many of the gears are not yet available in the current patch. Alright, so far we discussed all the equipment, cards, items, and various ways to prepare for the upcoming Sage class. I hope that you stay tuned for more videos wherein we'll discuss ways to prepare for the upcoming episode 5. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching. See you in our next episode.